How's it going, everybody? Jimbo here, coming at you from John Tien Head's viewpoint in Pattaya. Thought I'd do a quick video today about politics because I got talking to someone yesterday about politics, but I don't like talking about politics. I think it's a load of shit and it'll never solve anything. I'll explain why now. Basically, when you put your energy into politics, you're giving your power away. And in a nutshell, the solution is to not give it your energy and instead to put your energy into your own life, your own family, and your own community. So I just make sure it's recording. I will not mess with the camera anymore. So yeah, I got talking to someone at a coffee shop. Kept going on about how if you're in England, he'd vote reform because Nigel Farage would sort everything out, but then it's just all bullshit. It's like, I suppose it's like the whole Trump thing now. It's like he's seen as a saviour to people, but they're all run by the same people, and I've mentioned them a few times. Every congressman or con man in America has a Jewish advisor from a company called AIPAC, AIPAC. In the UK, Nigel Farage, there was this reform thing. But basically he became popular, or UKIP became popular, when the BNP were becoming popular. Basically, Nick Griffin was aware of Zionism and what the root cause of the problems were, so the mainstream had to introduce a diversion. And for the middle class, that was Nigel Farage. For the lower class, that was Tommy. So yeah, basically these are people who are put there in order for the people to think that there's a solution coming, but there's no solution coming. It's like if you go and vote, you're immediately putting your energy into change into somebody else's hands, and nobody's ever changed anything for a long time in a positive way, as far as I'm aware, in politics. I can't think of anyone. This guy always, just no matter what I said, no matter what examples I gave, he was just always going on about politics and complaining, but then it's like, well, what's your solution? His solution with Farage. For me, as I just said at the start of this, just don't give it any energy. It's the same thing as turning off your television programming. We did have a conversation about history as well, and it's funny when you go to a castle or a museum, you get given a program. Beautiful place, this. Yep, not a bad life. It ain't easy. See, it's the same as it is with television. If you don't turn it on, it doesn't have any influence on you. I think it's the same with politics. Like, there's varying degrees in different countries of how much of an impact politics has. And in the UK, people are useless in that they give all of their energy to politicians, and whatever they say, whether it be taking people's land or telling people to register the chickens, people go along with it. So it's hard to feel sorry for people. Extortionate amounts of council tax, if you're paying it, then stop complaining. Don't pay it. If you don't want to give it power, stop funding it. Stop giving it energy. So yeah, let's continue on. So I just say this because it's the whole thing now with Trump gonna sort everything out, and he's not. There's been people are saying good things like there's only two genders and men can't participate in women's sports. It's like, yeah, well, how far down the toilet have we gone? for that to even be a debate. And while that's all going on, there's all this AI transhumanism agenda being pushed massively, and everyone's just going along with it. I was at the beach here yesterday, and there was barely anyone looking at the sunset. It was just everyone taking pictures of it, which is all right, but it was like, 99% of the time people were on their phones. Maybe 1% of the time they were getting their phones out or putting them in their bag. So yeah, it's getting busier down here. So yeah, the solution to it is just not to give it your energy. The solution is put the energy into your own community, into your own family, into your own life. Stop complaining. Decentralization of everything is the solution to governments and the power that they have over people. That's a nice tree. I think these flowers smell nice. A bit like my top. Yeah, so decentralization is the key to everything, whether it be in conversation. The best way for us to communicate with each other would not be YouTube. It'd be if I just talk to you directly, because then YouTube's algorithm can't prevent me from saying things. And if you want to find out what's wrong with the world, you find out what you can't criticize. I think it was Voltaire said that one. So peer-to-peer cuts out the middleman or the third party. In that example, it'd be YouTube, it can be Facebook, restricting free speech. There's the illusion that Twitter is allowing free speech now, but people are heavily shadow banned. Like David Icke and the dollar vigilante, Jeff Berwick, they all get shadow banned heavily. I might be, I don't know, on YouTube. I'm not doing so well, but I just like doing these videos anyway. It's becoming a hobby. Yeah, in terms of banking, I've talked about cryptocurrency a bit and cash. Basically that cuts out the middleman too, because banks are terrible and they're getting worse, but people go along with it. It's like if you set up a bank account 20 years ago, it didn't say that when you want to withdraw $2,000 that your bank clerk would be asking you why you're taking your money out. It's your money. But the totalitarian tiptoes crept in. Now people are owning less and less. The vice is tightening and people comply to it. It's quite genius, really. But it's amazing. It's like I think I was about 6 years old when I realised, like, why does one person vote in politics? So yeah, we talked about, with currency. So yeah, the best thing is just to deal with people directly. Like with communities, your own local communities. Oh, don't want to clothesline someone with this camera. You know, you might have a trade. Like for me, it might be able to help someone with crypto, and then, or I don't know, help them make a video, and then in turn they might help, you know, their mum might make me some dinner or something. That'd cut out government, and banks own governments anyway through federal bonds and setting up the Federal Reserve in America and the Bank of England in England and the City of London, which is a privatised square mile where all the laws are all for, well, they're all different from the rest of the UK. You get a lot of that around here, that's the problem. A lot of divs on big bikes who hope, I always hope, just smash them straight into a wall and die. Not very nice, but you do get fed up a bit. Right. So yeah. So I think I've talked about most of the stuff I wanted to talk about. Talked about social media, currency. What was the other one? Everything's better peer-to-peer. I'll probably remember it when I stop doing this. Everything's better peer-to-peer. Just direct, cut out the middleman. So it'd be government. Oh yeah, politics. I suppose that is the same. If you just cut them out, just don't give any of it your energy. It's like they need you more than you need them. When you see an advert, I always think, well, this person needs my attention. I don't need theirs. It's like, fuck off. I don't want to watch your advert. You know. Same with everything. So I think that's all I can think of for now. There's probably more I wanted to talk about with this peer-to-peer thing. Everything being decentralized, that could be in any way, just interact with each other directly and don't allow an outside influence which has its own best interests at heart and not your own. So anyway, feels good to do these videos in a way, just at least feel like I'm doing something positive in this world, you know. Even if nobody watches it, I'm trying. And oh.